welcome back to day 23 of the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge and also day 6 of the week of websites. Today is a super special day because today we're designing not only a website, not only an app, but both. And these are going to be two completely different UI designs. One is an app, one is a website. Both are stunning, but I'm going to let you choose which one you like more by the end of today's stream. So let's just jump right into what we're doing today. Let's just go back to our screen, see what we've planned for today. All right. This is the app that we're going to be making today. Super cute UI based on circles, quite similar to what we did yesterday in terms of having shapes dictate our UI, because yesterday we had these beautiful triangles and strokes and stuff like that, but today we have circles and of course plants. We're going to stick with the plant theme and also the circle theme. So this is the website that we're going to be making today, and it looks kind of boring at first, but the level of detail it goes into and the level of simple minimalistic pretty UI vibe that it does is just so complete and so amazing, if I'm being completely honest. Also, we have this beautiful complete UI design to just explore, to have fun with, and that's the best part of today's UI, because every single image has these beautiful circles giving you special effects and a complete website. Again, as promised, the week of websites gives you real world websites that you would see in a junior UI developer position or any other UI design positions when you start on your own, or even a freelancer position. So these are very close as can be to real world projects, and we just look at a ton of things that you would never talk about on any standard UI design course, but today we're just doing a lot of really special things. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so let's just start. The very first thing you're going to do is obviously have Figma installed, like me. If you don't have Figma installed, we're going to jump back to whatever browser you're using. Let's just close all of this off, and let me just bring myself back on the screen because I'm not here right now. And now we're going to simply start off by typing whatever it is that we want to search for. Figma downloads in this case. Figma downloads. Figma.com/downloads is the link that we need for today. We're going to be downloading our desktop app for macOS or Windows, depending on whichever device you're currently using. And once you've taken care of that, once you've followed through all of the instructions, let's just jump right into Figma. So we'll just click on create new, the simplest thing you can do, design file. And I'm going to let this be on a vote while we talk about some other important topics. Should we design this app first, or should we design this website first? Type A for app or W for website. Just really quickly in the comments, you guys, because we've got a couple of people watching already, and both of these are so cute in my opinion. But let's just wait for the chat to do its magic while we talk about the images that we're going to be using today. So for both the app and the website today, we're going to be using a couple of really amazing images that you can find in our Discord group. It's right here, and all of the 100 days of UI that we're going to be using, every single image, every single asset is found right here. So just don't miss out on the opportunity to miss like 100 complete days of really cool website design assets and tutorials. Join the Discord group. You'll find every single asset ever, and it's going to be the most fun thing ever. Ankush says app, so we're going to jump back right to it and start with our app. Let's just start by downloading our images, just from the point of view of y'all. All right. So in the very beginning, you're going to find a bunch of images, but since we're designing the app this time, let's just jump with this one. So this is the image that we're going to be using in the center. It's a completely plain image that I got from Unsplash, but the actual app does not have a background image, and we're going to, for the very first time on this channel, look at removing background images, because this was one of the doubts that I got on our Discord group, of course, and we sort of had to clear it up. So the best possible way for a UI designer to get rid of your backgrounds is to go to photoroom.com. Photoroom is, in my opinion, the best background remover that there is. They also have a Figma plugin, but it expires after 10 trials, so that's a good option if you're looking for paid options and convenience. But for the free option, for the option that's available to everyone, go to photoroom.com/tools/background remover, and we're going to jump back to our downloads. This is the first image that we have downloaded from our Discord group, and we're just going to get that open. Once we get this image working, let's just download this remove background. It's just one click away. That's simple, the simplest thing you can do. Let's just download this right away. And once we've downloaded this, now we're going to get started on our actual app. So we'll just create a new Figma file, and since this is an app, we need a frame according to that. We'll just go up here, click on frame, and we'll just get a simple mobile screen. So the mobile screen that we're using today is just iPhone 14 Plus. You can use any mobile screen you want. We're going to click on Ctrl+Shift+K, and this is going to be the image that we're going to be using. Click on open and place all, and that's going to place this beautiful image in front of you. We'll make it smaller because you can of course change the sizes according to whatever you want. This looks good now. You can just click on these buttons and sort of center line it, but to get access to any of these buttons, if they're not working for you, like they are not working for me currently, you're just going to drag it and place it inside your frame, and that's going to give you access to all of the different perks Figma has for images inside frames. And once we've taken care of that, now you will start to notice that there is a very, very heavy use of circles here, and that is what gives life to our entire UI. Before we get into circles though, we'll just get this thing out of the way. So usually you don't have this time and notification bar available in any mobile UIs, and you usually have to create it yourself just to give the mockup a better feel. So we'll just start by creating the notification bar, and just really quickly, let's start with the timing. It's 8, let's just type 9:51. I'm not entirely sure why, but as far as I've seen, most UI mockups have this time of 9:51, and it's just so set in the industry at this point that it's just always wiser to just go with 9:51. It just makes you look cool. Anyways, the font that we're going to be using for the notification bar is Roboto, simply because the font in most mobile auto templates is Roboto, and this is not going to be the font that we're going to be using for our app. So this is not the app font. This is the font that's present in most mobile UIs, and we're going to stick with that. Place it right here, make it a little bit thicker, and once we're done with that, we need to have a couple of icons for the notification bar here as well. So we're just going to get our icons by the Iconify plugin, one of my favorite plugins ever in Figma. You can find absolutely everything you need to, and that's the best. So let's just get Wi-Fi. This is going to be our first icon. Just click on this and import icon. The second one that we're going to be using for today is battery. This is also a very common icon, almost in all mobiles ever. So it's always just wise to have a battery icon on your... You can use any one of these. Absolutely any one of these. Amikram says, keep the good work. Thank you. And the third one that we're going to be getting is mobile data. I don't know what to call it yet. Let's just get mobile signal. We are good with any of these icons, but I just want to make sure we're getting our good list of options. So once you've typed signal, you'll get all of these options. You can choose whatever you want. I like this one. We're going to import all of these icons, and once we have all of our icons, where did our third icon go? We're just going to make it smaller because of course it's going to be in the notification bar. Doesn't need to be too big. Make this smaller, make it fit. Once we've taken care of this, let's just make it a little bit bigger. Get all of these here together. Himanshu says YouTube randomly recommending this live, finding it interesting though. That's great. YouTube is finally giving this channel the boost it needs. I hope this is actually useful for any UI designers, aspirants watching. This is going to be the 3 icons that we're going to be using for the notification bar. Let's just scale it up by a couple of pixels. If you guys have any questions related to UI design at all, just type them below in the comments. Just click on this button and that sort of aligns things with equal spacing. Auto layout, of course, lets you keep everything in an equal placement. I read it just today someone asked what the use of auto layout was, and one of the replies was it's quite similar to Flexbox if you're a designer, if you're doing CSS, if that makes sense. But that's actually a nice analogy, because Flexbox also, if you're a web designer, just web developer, just type it out in the comments. Flexbox is one of the closest tech related metaphors we're ever going to get to when someone asks us what auto layout is. This is the frame that we're going to be using. I don't like the literally too small spacing. Let's just increase it a little bit. Most of the times your mobile signals are before your Wi-Fi signals, so we have to obviously make sure that happens as well. And once you've taken care of that, we'll just really quickly prototype this to make sure the notification bar is working. I usually don't prototype before I've completed the design, but it's always nice to make sure this thing is working. If it looks too thick, you just have to do it again. Not too many options here. This is one of the best practices you're ever going to come across related to UI design ever. It sort of makes your UI professional looking, more professional than it would be otherwise. Let's just scale this down, place it right here, and increase the spacing in the middle. 8 looks good. You always want to make sure it doesn't go out of this side, so let's just make it a little bit bigger. This fits perfectly well. Again, if you guys have any questions related to UI design, just let me know in the comments. A lot of the times, one of the main concerns of UI designers is what font to use, what colors to use. Just when you open a blank canvas, you don't know what to do. When you just open a blank new page, if that's you, just type I in the comments. If you don't know when you open Figma what to click on next, just what to do overall, which fonts to start with, which colors to start with, just type I in the comments, and there's a beautiful solution to that. And now that we've sort of taken care of this, let's just shift this below by a couple of pixels. Once we've taken care of this, we'll just place this right here. Raj says me. Alright, so we've got a couple of me's coming in as well. Let's just, while we're doing this, so the next thing we're going to do is just have simple circles appearing with us. And while I'm making circles, I'm going to talk a little about having this weird paralysis where you don't know what to click on next, what to do. So once you open Figma and you realize you don't know what to start with, there is a very simple solution. There are 2 sans serif fonts, which are fonts without pointy sides, if that makes sense. Sans serif fonts, 2 sans serif fonts in my opinion, and 3 serif fonts. 2 sans serif fonts, 3 serif fonts, and also 3 basic color palettes, 3 or 4 basic color palettes, just set in stone. Then there's a list to this, that typography, that color scheme, and also there are just 3 main sites if you want to get your stock images as well. If you have your basic fonts with you, if you have your basic colors with you, if you have your basic images with you, you will not realize how quickly you'll just start making an actual UI design. And so once you start with the list that I'm talking about, and I'm going to get into the list soon as well, you just rapid fire through the whole problem of opening a page and it being blank and you not knowing what to do and just having a blank frame. So there is a very set list that helped me get out, that helped my friends who are in UI design get out of this whole analysis paralysis situation, and I have actually compiled this list and it's sort of available now. So there's a challenge for you in this as well. If we complete 300 subscribers, I don't want to sound like a YouTuber now, but if we complete 300 subscribers by 20th, which is in 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, I'll share that list with you. Otherwise, you might have to wait around a little bit. So just really quickly throwing this out there. Another question. Hello, Veera. How to land a 6-figure job salary job in India, and what's the current situation of the job market? Is it really worse? How to land a specific salary and what's the situation of the job market? These questions, in my opinion, are always going to be relative. every single time, like most of the times. They're always going to be relative. It always depends on how good of a designer you are. The one simple answer is it depends whether you land a good salary, and this is just so simple. It's not easy to do. None of what I'm talking about is easy to do, but it's extremely simple. If you are a good designer, and there are ways to that, the only thing we do on this channel is make you a better designer. If you're a good designer, you will stand out in front of a competition, no matter the size of the competition. And then there do exist salaries of the size that you're asking, of the perfect situations that you're asking, and then it becomes super easy for you to get those. No one is going to give you the 6-figure salary automatically just for showing up. You have to be a good UI designer for any of it to work. And that is the sole problem that we solve on this channel. We talk about how to become a good UI designer. If you're a good UI designer, no big or small, thick or thin job market is going to define how much money you get, what situations of job you get. If you're a good UI designer, you can have absolutely everything you want, in my experience. And if you're not a good UI designer, it does not matter if there are 50 people in a job market, if there are 50,000 people in a job market, no one is looking for you. Simple truth. All right, and with that, let's just start changing the color of circles. We are not using any specific circle color this time. We're just doing a lot of random color circles, which is the best thing in my opinion ever. Just change these sizes, and it does not matter if something's big or something is small. We're just going to get a couple of circles. Say hi in the chat, everybody. This is one of the most fun live streams today, because we are not only making a website, we're also making an app, and both of those are different. So we're going to be covering this website as well, and we're going to be making this app, which we currently are doing. Both of those super duper cool, and we've never done a 2-part thing where we're sort of making a single app, a single website. Both of those are completely different. Click on the thumbs up button and say hi in the chat. Super duper fun. All right, the one thing that you need to take care of in this UI is this circle. The one close to this vase has to be very similar to the color of the vase. Other than that, every single circle can be just whatever you want it to be, but the one next to the vase has to be really similar in colors to the vase. Pratham says hello, welcome Pratham. This is day 23 of the 100 days of UI design, and also day 6 of the week of websites. Super duper cool. Let's just make everything super duper light, because you want them to stay in the same lightness hue color, if that makes sense. Let's just take bright colors and just reduce the opacity, and that's going to make it very simple, very nice UI. This is one of the most portfolio worthy UIs we've ever done on this channel. So I welcome you just straight up copying this, getting your images from the Discord group and sort of using it on your portfolio. I got no problems with it. I have no copyrights to place on it at all. Just one of the most portfolio worthy UIs we have ever done on this channel. Let's just place this right here. You know what, let's just bring this down. This should be fun. Again, today's UIs are, both of them are just really real world like, but they're very simple to make. Super duper simple UIs, super duper fun. Make sure to like this video, because I come here live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. You can also give it another green right here. Make sure the green that you're using is sort of taken from right here, and then just make it a little bit lighter. Let's just take the dark green. That should be fun. This seems like too much. You can always go a little bit darker if you want. And now we'll just get a couple of circles, make them smaller if you need to, and then we're just going to jump to the text. You will not realize how quickly we made the app UI. So let's just change this to purple, because we haven't used purple, quite honestly. You don't need to have exact specific locations, but this UI is still truly amazing. All right, now that we've taken care of that, with that out of the way, let's just place this right here, bring it down. Looks perfect. All right, and now we're just going to type out plant tree. And with this, the font that we're using today is my favorite font ever. If you're watching the stream, just quickly comment what you think it is. Today's font, you see what the font is. plant a tree for life. Just really quickly comment what you think the font is going to be, because today's font is the Swiss Army knife of fonts, and it's really good at everything it does, except it does not have italics. Really quickly, today's font is, and we're just going to be using it throughout, Outfit. My favorite font in the whole world, the most fun font to use I've ever used, and I've been using this for years now, and it's just always stuck with me without any issues at all. Just the best font. You're just going to click on center line everything, and that's just going to obviously center line everything for you. Say hi in the chat, you guys. It's so fun coming live here every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Let's change this to 42. This looks good. Center line the whole thing. Change the line height, because of course we need to do that. We'll shift it above by a couple of pixels. Bring this right here. Reduce line height. Increase font size. The simplest steps in the whole world. Simplest steps. Absolutely very simple as steps. Very useful as steps. Let's just align this in the center. Reduce. This is one of those minimalistic, fun, modern UIs that you rarely see, and when you do, it's extremely premium. So just adding this to your portfolio gives it that extra edge for premium websites. How many of you have actually applied to UI design jobs yet? Just type I in the comments, and I'm going to talk about something fun related to that. If any of you guys have applied ever, just type I in the comments, and it's going to be a fun conversation. Let's just take the title, and we're 90% done with this, you guys. Within like 20 minutes of streaming, we're so close to like being 90% done. And we're just making this simple button. This is the best way, in my opinion, to make buttons in UI design. Pratham says he has applied. If anyone else has applied, just type I in the comments really quickly. We'll just take a couple of votes, and then we'll just talk about some very real phenomenon that happen when you're... Out of the people who have applied today, how many of you got rejected? Because who hasn't? Just if you've gotten rejected, and this story is going to be really closely bound to what we're talking about. This green has to be very similar to the greens that we're using right here, so that's just going to take your UI game to a completely different level. Let's take this, make it a little bit bigger. This looks good, and align this whole thing in the center. Alright, so this is, I think it's just so close to being complete. We'll just shift things down by a couple of pixels, and we can start talking about the whole application thing. One of the things that if you've ever applied, I think you already know. We're just going to log this image right now. I think you're going to relate to this story a lot. I've had a friend who applied to a couple of UI design jobs, a lot of them, and didn't land them. And then this is the story we're talking about today. Story time. I had a friend. We're done with this UI, by the way. If you want to check it out, you can. Let's just share this while I'm talking about this. I had a friend who applied to a couple of jobs and didn't land them, and then someone else did land them. Guess what? And I'm just going to let you guess right now. Can any of you guess what the other person who got the jobs, I know both of these people, did differently? Can anyone guess? Anyone at all? What? Let's just share this UI. Why is this not prototyping? Let's just let this prototype, and we can talk about the people who get selected and the people who get rejected. We'll just get into that really quickly. Alright, this is today's app UI. Let's just copy this link, and y'all can view it now. I'm sharing this in the live chat. You can just go right here and view this live. So the people who are viewing live will also be visible to us in Figma. While we're right here, let's just talk about the people who apply to jobs, the people who get selected, and the people who get rejected. So I know two people. Number one, I'm not going to take names, but I do know two people. One of them applied to a couple of jobs, not just one, a couple of jobs, did not get selected. And the other one applied to a couple of, both are great UI designers, by the way. Both of them are great. And the other person did not get them. The first person did not get them. The other person did. We've got a couple of people. Varun is here. Hello, Varun. We've got, so one of them, both are great UI designers. And I say this being a good UI designer myself. Both of these people are great UI designers. One of them got the job, one of them didn't. And as far as the interviews are concerned, both of them, and I saw their files, by the way, later on, both of them performed wonderfully, and I mean this, wonderfully in UI, in their UI design interview. The only difference that there was this was the beginner position. We were all junior designers, and no one was at the top of like the best of the best. So we were just applying for like junior level positions. This first person who did not get selected did not have a perfect way to like show off what they did. So they did not have a custom portfolio website, and the other person did. Both of them were beginners. Both of them, in my opinion, knew the same level of things. Both of them were equally skilled, and yet one of them got the jobs and one of them didn't. And some might say that there were other factors, some might say that there was luck going on, some might have, maybe there were 3 different factors going on today. One of them was the mood of the interviewer, one of them was something else, but I've noticed this from the outside end, that as a beginner in UI design, there is already so little that people know about you when you're applying. And then when you don't have a portfolio website to showcase your things in your style, your way of organization, the best thing about a website, and I say this as someone who makes websites, is you get to organize what you want wherever you want. And this applies to companies as well as individuals. When you have a website, you get to change and you get to customize whatever the website is. You get to customize and change what the website is, how the website is. You get to have so much control that things like LinkedIn and Behance will never give you. And I've used LinkedIn, I've used Behance. Neither of those things give you the level of absolute control that your own custom portfolio website gives you. Now, if any of you are interested in finding out and the simplest, shortest, quickest way to get your very own, and I understand that most of you are UI designers, you don't code, you're not skilled in that yet, or you're not planning to be. Both of those are extremely good positions to be held. Even if you're not coders, just type I in the chat if you want to have your own portfolio website running really quickly. Just really quickly. While that is happening, let's talk about a couple of questions. Saurabh says, I'm new here. Do you stream daily and talk about UI UX design? Yes, absolutely. I have been streaming for the last 23 days and will continue to for sure for the next 100 minus 23, 77 days. I need to calculate maths. 77 days, a lot of days, that is, for 100 days of UI design. And this is the week of websites going on. This is day 6. So yes, we come here live at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time every single day, or 2:30 p.m. GMT, wherever you are at. And we have a lot of fun talking about UI UX designs, build something live every day. You can join the Discord group. There's a ton of fun things going on there as well. Saurabh says I, Ramesh says I, Sammy says I. Okay, so it just, let me break this news to you. When I built my very first UI design portfolio, it took me a really long time, like a week or 2 weeks, like 2 complete weeks just thrown into the water like that. No job, nothing, just 2-3, I think it was longer than 3 weeks. It was like 21-25 days, if I'm getting this correctly. Anyways, you get my point. It was like a really long time, about 3 weeks. Let's just round it off to 3 weeks. It took me like 3 weeks or longer to build my very own portfolio website. And it was a simple portfolio website, not the most complicated thing, and yet it took me 3 weeks. I understood after I came into the field of UI design, after observing not just myself, but believe me, hundreds of other UI designers, that if you don't have a portfolio website as a beginner in UI design, you are seriously pulling yourself in deep danger, and you're going to have a lot of trouble when you're searching for your first freelancing opportunity or job. I can get your UI design website, and I've just compiled this into the real world, the most realist formula ever. in 3 singular hours, from 5 to 8 p.m. 20th of September, that is in 3 days, 2024. And it's just going to be the most power packed session ever. We're assembling a group of 5 UI designers, 5 complete beginners in UI design, who are going to just be building out their own sites. Everyone is going to have their very own sense of style. Everyone is going to have their own sense of being a UI designer. You're going to be able to change your fonts, typography, colors, themes, images, of course your portfolios and case studies and everything. Specialized attention, because right now I just read off comments from you all. Pratham says, I have a question. If I use someone else's design in my portfolio, I watched a video, replicated the design, will I get copyrighted or plagiarism? I think that depends on, I believe, and I don't go about copying designs at this point, but if you're publishing them as your own, I think the most important thing is consent. Do the people who've built out the UI design agree to the free copyright without any plagiarism notice of dissemination of their UIs? Because I come here live every single day and I've just put these 100 designs out there, or any designs on this channel. You can just copy and paste them, and I say this live every single day. You can take them, place them on your portfolio. You're never going to find a copyright or plagiarism claim from me. But I would never take someone else's UI design that they've built on a portfolio, tutorial, anything on YouTube, something like that, without the person screaming in your face, take this UI design and I'm not going to say anything. I wouldn't take that UI design and I wouldn't just publish it, because there is a very real threat of legal things that can happen if you don't give proper credits to the people who've built that UI design, if they have not specifically said that you can take and use this UI design however you want to. Sammy asks, how do well case studies which different from others? Sammy, when we make our websites, and this is going to be the launch your own portfolio masterclass, the whole details are in the Discord group. I'm going to talk about making your own case studies section, making your own blog section, and how to add an infinite number of pages to your case studies and blog section. No cost that you have to pay to me or anyone else, because it's going to be your website at the end of the day for less than 500 Indian rupees, rupees 492 to be exact. We're going to talk about how to make the best case studies, how to publish an infinite, you will not believe me when I say this, an infinite number of case studies and blogs on your website for completely free. We're going to talk about all of those, just how to get an infinite number of case studies and pages added. I want to reserve the topics related to case studies, blogs and stuff like that for the masterclass, because honestly the seats are very, very few. You guys should sign up. I do believe if you're looking for your very, very first job and don't want to get rejected 1,000 times over, because yes, even after this website, the rate of rejection is going to go down like this. The whole rate of rejection spiral that people go down through, I went down through back in the day, just goes down like this. So it is going to be the smoothest, simplest thing for you, the best investment you will ever make. And I say this knowing both of those people, one of which applied and didn't get it, one of whom applied and got it. At this point, for beginners in UI design, this isn't a matter of can you do it and can you not do it. It's a matter of when you're doing it. And we can get this site made from 5 to 8 p.m. by 8 p.m. in 3 days, 20th of September. I'm not going to repeat this session for a very long time after we're done with this. But for the 5 people who join us, the recording is going to be available for a whole entire year. So if you guys are interested in that, just join really, really quickly, because seats are going away, honestly, you guys. And I know the actual disadvantages that come with not having a portfolio website. Just simple as that. And the reason we're keeping the rate at the point which it is because I went ahead and explored all of the different, and I do not suggest drag and drop website builders at all if you're a professional UI UX designer or web designer, because come on guys, this is us who are getting into the field of making more software. We can't be using drag and drop software at some point, because if any of you were in my last portfolio, my last video, you saw the minds of a person who's sort of hiring. We just take a right click and just explore everything that's going on. So yes, having a website which is based on code does help, and there is so many things that we need to talk about. Again, it is going to be the best decision for just for you to not miss out on so many of these opportunities which you can get if you get yourself a professional portfolio. And Yes, exactly, Sammy. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The other builders that they do exist for getting your very own portfolio website have extremely high charges, like unfair charges at this point, which is why we just priced it to the lowest amount that we could, lowest that would viably happen with logistics and everything getting sorted out. So, with that, if you guys are interested, just join the Discord group. It's in the first link in the description. If it isn't, I'm just going to paste the let me just get the Discord group link, which is in the description. Actually, you guys can just join there right now. Go to the description and get the very first link. It's going to be the Discord group link, and you can just get the portfolio, launch your own portfolio masterclass right there. If any of you guys are interested, you can type I in the chat as well. And let's just get a couple of comments. Sammy, there is a simple sign up page link which is in the Discord group. You can either DM me, reach out, or just go to the launcher. Let's just go to the stream right here. Let's just talk about that right here. You can go to the Discord group that is in the description and go to the launch your own portfolio masterclass section. It is in the events tab. Everything that you need to know, everything that I talked about and more is right here. You can complete your sign up on this page. Click on this link in the Discord group, complete the sign up. It's for Indian rupees 492, which is the cheapest thing in my opinion and in the industry, and for the value that we're offering here. Just sign up with this really quick link. You can find it in the events tab. All right, let's just read a couple of comments and we can go back. Sammy says there is no international payment method in Nepal. Sammy, could you just DM me where you're from, what issues you're facing, because international payments, I think I'll have to take a look at that. Just leave a DM with me and I'll take care of it. We'll get this sorted out today itself. No worries at all. We'll just get this sorted out. Don't worry about it. Just leave a DM. We'll figure this out. As a Saurav asks, I'm new here. Can I please get a brief of you? Of course you can. I am a UI designer. I come here live every single day for 100 days of UI design, sharing tips and tricks along the way to get your UI design journey started. Frostella says, hello Frostella, welcome. Saurabh says, this is the perfect time. I am in bus coming back from office. Thanks for streaming. I will join daily. Can we use Framer to create portfolios? Framer is expensive as hell. And I say this having used Framer. I don't use Framer anymore. In fact, I haven't in a really long time, because let's say you're having a really nice walk in the park. One day Framer comes and slaps you, says, pay me the money, and then you have to pay the money. I hate Framer. I so hate Framer. Mridul says, I'm a backend developer learning this. Can I be helpful? This is extremely helpful for you, Mridul. You can just join us live every single day. We come here live every single day for 100 days of UI design, and it is the best thing ever. You can just come here live every single day, build out these UI designs, and the whole goal of this is to just take you from day 1 to day 100 and just make you a professional UI designer. That's it. I'm not going to say anything more. We're going to give you 100 different projects that you can build live. All of these images or assets are available in the Discord group, which you can find in the link in the description. And it's Sammy asks, where should I DM you? Discord is fine. VK says, I'm shifting from graphic design to UI UX. I'm shifting from graphic design to UI UX. Is focusing on UI design enough for a full-time role, or do I need to learn more skills like coding? You can be a full-time UI designer. You can be a full-time programmer. You can be a full-time both. Sometimes it does happen that you're laid off from a specific position, and then having UI design as a backup plan is a good idea. Sometimes when you're laid off from a UI design position, this happens in my case, having this programming background is a good idea. Both of these are really great ideas. You can be one or you can be both. I'm both. But I having stayed here for a really long time, I see that full-time UI designers, if you're really good at your job, believe me, you can do it perfectly. You can make the money. You can make it happen. Believe me, you can make it happen. Saurabh says, will you be teaching us how to create and use components in Figma? Advanced topics in Figma are coming live from October. So this week we were just covering complete websites that you would make in real world projects. I think from the next week we're going to be talking about the whole analysis paralysis of these screens and stuff. So we're going to be talking about typography, colors, and fonts, stock images, AI for UI designers. We're going to be covering AI for UI designers. Does it impact your job? Which tools empower you as a UI designer? The 2 tools that I use that have just taken my productivity from completely 0 to 100. We're going to be talking about AI and the basics of typography, colors and stock images, illustrations, how to make your own illustrations in Figma. So we have so many things to cover this month. This is all happening in the works. This will happen before the 30th. And then advanced topics like auto layouts, variables, creating your own design systems in Figma, publishing these design systems to the Figma community. All of these things we're going to be covering in October live streams. Framer is free, Raja says. Framer, I think Framer asked me randomly to pay some money. I think this was what happened, and I was not completely happy with the way it worked, and I don't think I'm going to be checking it back, honestly, because Figma is chef's kiss, the best thing that there exists. VK says, what's the best way to start? VK, to shift from graphic design to UI design, just open and install Figma, and my simplest trick is just follow along to the 100 days of UI design that we're doing. You can either start from one of the earlier tutorials that we've done on this channel, Dragon UI and stuff like that, or you can just join us going forward. I can guarantee that when we end this live session series at day 100 on December 4th, if you've watched every single stream that we have on this channel, you will be a UI designer. For anyone watching wanting to get into UI design, I can guarantee you will be a completely different person, transformed, advanced UI designer. We're going to be covering every single topic that there is. It's going to be, quite honestly, just mind-blowing, but we're going to be doing at our own pace. So we have basics of color, typography, stock images, illustrations, how to make your own illustrations, AI for UI designers lined up this month. And we also have the launch your own portfolio masterclass, which do not miss it, you guys. It is the best thing that ever happened to your career. And also, of course, next month we're going to be covering advanced techniques, and by December 4th you're going to be a completely different, advanced, complete UI designer. We might even have certifications for the people who've been watching every single day. We're working on those. If they happen, I'll let you know. Sammy says maximum resources on Framer are paid. Exactly. Framer made me cry with tears of blood at some point, and I'm so critical about Framer because you can do everything, literally everything for Figma in Figma for free. Saurabh says thank you, you won a subscriber. Thank you, Saurabh. That's really nice. Will you be teaching to create? Anyways, I think that's the end of the questions that we have. And now we're going to be getting into our website. So, if you all are excited for the website that we're building today, just type I in the chat, or just do something. Don't let the chat stay dead. This is super duper exciting, super duper cool. If you guys have any questions, join the Discord group. If you guys just want to take your career to a completely different level, do not miss the launch your own portfolio workshop, because believe me, this is only happening once, and only for 5 of you, and it's just going to take your career to a completely different level. Let's just click on frame. Get a new desktop, iPhone Pro 16. Sammy says, VK says, we'll sure join, pretty interesting. Saurabh says, yes, let's go. Absolutely, let's just get started. Super duper cool today. And we're going to get started with our images. These images have been taken from the Discord group. Let's just get these images going. The very first image that we're going to be using today is actually a super fun one, so we've just downloaded it. And also, let's just download the logo as well. Ganesh says, hi. Hello, Ganesh. Welcome. Let's also download group 1, which is the logo for today. Let's click on Ctrl+Shift+K and get our logo right here. And we'll just place it. This just already defines so much of what we're going to be using, what we're going to be doing. This is the navigation section now, already decided. And right here, we're going to get our image as well. Ganesh says, when am I going to hold the classes in Hindi? Hindi mein class kab karoge? Ganesh, let's just get this channel वर्किंग. अभी तो मेरा गोल ये है कि ये चैनल थोड़ा सा इस्टेब्लिश हो जाए, चीज़ें यहाँ पर चलने लगे, उसके बाद हिंदी में भी करेंगे. बट अगर आपके कोई भी हिंदी में क्वेश्चंस हैं रिलेटेड टू यूआई डिज़ाइन, आप उसको डिस्कॉर्ड ग्रुप में भेज सकते हैं और मैं हिंदी में भी आंसर कर देती हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. और यहाँ पर जो भी चीज़ें हो रही हैं ये तो इतना अच्छा है कि आप अगर वॉइस पे म्यूट कर दें, आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, आप बस स्टेप्स फॉलो करिए, डिस्कॉर्ड ग्रुप में आपको सारी इमेजेस मिल जाएंगी और यूआई डिज़ाइन सेट है. VK says, have some doubts, we'll ask in Discord. Of course, Discord is there for your doubts every single time. Alright, now let's just get our UI design and let's just get this working. We're going to get started. Today's font is so fun. This is called Oregano. The best font you're going to use. Let's just type out home decor really simply. Home decor. Oregano. Increase the font size. 128 looks perfect. Himanshu says hi. Hello Himanshu, welcome back. Let's also get some description text. This is going to be in the color orange. If you're not sure which orange to use, just get it from this image and make it a little bit darker, because colors always make things fun. Now we're just going to get a couple of things sorted. Let's just create a text box. Drag and drop, create a text box, add some text, because if you don't, let's just put this into a smaller setting, change the font to Inter. So we're not going to be going back to outfit today. We've had enough of outfit for a little while, and we'll go back to our plugins. Get Lorem Ipsum by Div Riots. Don't get the one by Mongolia. I hate the one by Mongolia. Infuriating. Anyways, let's just reduce the font size really quickly. If you guys have any websites for me to review, we'll do that at the end of this session as well. So just paste whatever links you want. Just type dot instead of dot, or remove the dot from .com, and we'll review a couple of sites today as well, because that turned out to be a fun section. Ganesh asks if I'm going to cover Figma completely. The goal is to make everyone here a complete graphic designer by 4th of December. So we're going to be covering Figma, and also we're going to be covering the really cool tools other than Figma that help you be the complete best graphic designer you can ever be. We're making some buttons. The best way to make buttons, in my opinion, is to use auto layout. Start now or read more. Change the font to Inter. Reduce the font size to 18, 17. And right click on frame selection, auto layout plus increase the padding. Change the color fill to green. Let's just get any shade of green we want, or we can get one from the leaves, both of which are so fun. This looks good. This is a nice shade of green, and it also works with orange. There is a secret to why green works with orange. Just type I in the chat if you want to know why. There is a really big secret about why green always works with orange. Let's round this guy off. Click on the frame, round it off. Veli Freelancer, welcome back. We started this live stream because Veli was requesting for it, and then it sort of became a hit. Hello, welcome back. I don't have the website which you asked me to review. I don't think the link is being allowed by YouTube. You could just remove the dot and place that site. Alright, so I'm just going to jump into the reason why green works with orange so well. Green, orange and purple are secondary colors, you guys. And while that seems like a common fact, while that seems like just something you would just throw out on the floor, nothing important, all the secondary colors work amazingly well together. And that is true for the primary colors as well. So if you use all of the primary colors to make a website, it's going to be a hit because your colors are on point. If you use all of the secondary colors to make a website, that's also going to be a hit. Let's change this green to a lighter shade. This looks cool. This looks cool. What am I doing? Let's change this green. Ajit says subscribed. I've changed it to a lighter green. Hopefully this helps. Thank you, Ajit. Welcome to the best UI design community that there is. And we're also going to be having another different description line here because it looks cool. That's the whole goal for today, just looking cool. We'll get the first line from right here. Territories thought win 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 win. Copy this, close it off, and also go to text right here, paste it. Let's just shift it, change the font to capital, change the font family to outfit. Why am I saying outfit? It's oregano. Oregano. You know what? I think Inter looked a little more better. This is why it was so important and I just forgot about it. Inter italics is perfect for the second UI. Let's just do territories thought win 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 win. Oops. Win. Well, he asks if I got the link. I did not get the link. Why don't you guys go ahead and paste that link in the Discord group, because we can find everything in the Discord group. So any links in the Discord group we'll review today. I did not get any links. I do not think YouTube is allowing links. I think it has to do with YouTube more than it has to do with us. Let's just go to the Discord group and paste whatever we want there. Shift it above and check this out, you guys. Super quickly, super simply, we've got this UI working. Let's just group this together because we want it to stay together now. Shift it below by a couple of pixels. Shift it above, of course, by a couple of pixels as well. Shift, shift, shift. And also we're going to add a couple of links for the title. So let's just get these sorted as well. Home services, Plantis, and about. Plantis is the special program that this brand is running. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions related to UI design, feel free to paste them, type them out in the comments. We're just going to change these words. We've got so many people watching. Make sure to like this video. If we have enough if you have 300 subscribers by the 20th, I will share my secret cheat sheet with you guys about getting away from the whole paralysis of opening up a UI design and just getting stuck. Typographies, colors, stock images, illustrations, the 4 resources that you always need to have, that people only get from experience, that I don't think you should miss. The font that we're going to be using right here is Inter for most of these, other than the Plantis section, which is going to be special. We're going to be using Oregano for it as well. Let's just add an auto layout, change the font size, make it all in one single line. Go right here, select all of these, increase the font size to 20. Let's do 24. You know what? Let's just increase it a little bit more. How about 28? How about 32? 36. 36 looks fine. Let's also go to the auto layout, reduce the spacing between each of these. That's going to fix things for us. Get to home, about, and services. Change the font to Inter. Reduce all of the font sizes back to 20 because this seems to be a little too big, you guys. 26, 20, and this is just me wrestling with fonts now. If I was another person, it would just be so funny to watch myself struggle with font sizes every single day. Alright, now we're going to make sure this is aligned completely in the center, and that's just a precaution to make sure everything just looks good. Let's just shift it, place it right here, give it the complete width. And now, I just learned this recently, you can press on the Alt key to see what pixels are on this side and also to see the number of pixels on this side. So we've got about 80 pixels right here. Let's shift this below by a couple of pixels as well. Oops, let's just go right here and also shift it. This looks fine. This looks absolutely fine. Veli says the Discord is not allowing him to place any links. I think you're still on the rules page. You have to go ahead from the rules page, join the server, and go to the general page. The rules page is not allowing, not even me, anyone to place anything anymore. So we just had to put the rules there. Let's just go to the pencil and make a simple squiggle. It does not have to be perfect. It has to look weird, and that's fine. We'll just make it smaller, make it thinner. This looks perfect. Change the color to green. And once we've taken care of that, in fact, we need to just get this whole thing together. Shift it by a couple of pixels to this corner. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to add our button, which is right here. Let's just get this start now button, copy and paste it, get this outside and place it right here. We'll just increase the font size because everything else is at a 20 font size, and it would be weird if this wasn't. Alright, so Veera has already pasted the link for the review. If you guys have anything else that you guys want me to see after we're done with this UI design, just really quickly, you could just send it on our Discord group and we'll just review everything that you're looking for today. Alright, this does look a little bit funny, but we can fix that. We can probably fix that. Can't we? Yes, we can. Let's just get this right here. Let's reduce the font size. Again, I'm so sorry for the font size changes, you guys. We're going to be done really soon. Alright, this looks fine. I hope this is the last time I'm doing this. Let's just go right here, reduce the font size. Please get reduced. It did get reduced. We finally fixed the font size issue. Could you use button pointer on display for better understanding? Button pointer, of course, we can be like, hold on a minute, we'll just switch to a big pointer. Mouse pointer size. I hope this was what you're talking about, because if it isn't, I completely embarrassed myself. I hope my pointer is visible now. Alright, I don't think it works in Figma. I don't think that pointer works in Figma. I did change it and it just looks like this now, which is quite weird. Alright, now that we've fixed that, let's just get rid of this button because it's starting to annoy me now, because we made it a little too big. Get this button out, place it in the corner. I'm sorry if this is taking a lot of time. It always takes time in the real world. That's the point of the 100 days of UI design, just making things as raw and real as possible for UI designers. And now we've fixed all of that. Let's shift it above by a couple of pixels. Shift this to the side. Shift this down. Put this right here. This works perfect. The best thing that we're going to be using are these circles in this UI. Just make circles randomly. So you're just going to go right here and click on ellipse. Make a couple of circles. Make sure these are equal. Oops. Even I'm not used to this big UI pointer right now. Send it to back and change the color to one of these. You just don't have to make it too complex. Change it to one of these. We have all of the colors that we're using for this inside of this image. Means showing on display which button clicked on keyboard. Is that possible? I'm sorry if I'm being a dumb right now. Is that even possible? I'll have to check how to make that happen because I don't know yet. I will have to check it out. And by tomorrow we'll have what we do on display right here as well. Hopefully, if there's an app for that, I'll just get it, and then tomorrow this issue won't be a problem anymore. So let's just get all of these right here. This looks perfect. And with the first sections now sorted, oops, just stay right here. With the first section, what am I doing on the keyboard? With the first section now sorted, we are going to jump into the second section, which is this, yours to explore. Let's just get this image really quickly. This image is available right here, Unsplash TR. And if you guys want to see these images and where they're from, all of these are from Unsplash. Go to Unsplash and type this URL out, just TRH1, and you're going to find this image. And I've just removed the backgrounds using Photo Room background remover. click on Ctrl Shift K, and that's going to give you your beautiful image. Click on place all, that's going to place your image. I try to speak whatever shortcuts I'm using, speak of them, and hopefully that's going to be enough for today's stream. Tomorrow I'm going to get these things sorted. Let's just lock this image, because now we're going to be working with circles a lot, and this image is honestly just interfering. Make this fit right here. Get a color from the lighter side. This looks perfect, looks good. And we're going to be placing a couple of images here as well. So 2 images here, 2 circles here, 1 here and 1 here, 4 in total. 1 here, we're going to make another bigger one. Don't increase the fills, increase the circles. Copy and paste it, make it bigger, right click, send it to the back. The darker shade of orange is going to be from this planter as well. Just get something you like. I like this shade, let's just put it here. Make it a little bit brighter. Make sure to drag your circles so that they look different, appear different. Change the color to light green. Make it a little bit dull if you need to. You know what, let's just stick to white. Stick to something that's very close to white. This looks perfect. This looks completely perfect. We're going to get one more circle, place it near the leaf, make it light green. And once we're done with that, we'll have this beautiful illustration. So these are hybrids of illustrations, which are basic vector based circles and stuff, and images. Fun, super duper fun. Yours to explore, discover the horticulture world like never before. Let's just copy this text from right here, because honestly it's not going to be very different. We'll just get this text, and now we'll make sure everything is right align. Left, sorry, is this right, is this left? I don't know anymore. Great job, Veera. We'll just shift it. How would it look if I add 3D circles on it? This was designed 2D, and I think we'll do a 3D website really soon as well. So I know 3D is long overdue. Most of the things that we've done are cool, but they're 2D, and you guys have been asking me for 3D for a really long time. So hopefully we'll have 3D as well. Let's just shift it and get a couple of buttons here as well. So we're just going to shift it. Shift. All right, we are done. This is, and let's just change the text to X. Actually, you know what? Yours to explore. Let's just make these aligned in a single line. You know what? Let's just stick with what we have. And then we can change the text later on. And get 2 circles, 3 circles working here as well. So we'll just get a couple of circles working here as well. So copy and paste this, place this right here, right click, send it to back. And this is the boring part of UI designs, but this is where the actual learning happens. Copy and paste it, copy and paste 1 circle here as well, because of course light green needs to be highlighted too. This circle gives this UI the absolute pop of color it needs. I've made the UI version. Someone is asking about the mobile version of this UI. We just completed the mobile version of this UI. You can rewind the stream by a couple of minutes and you will find the mobile version of this UI. You can just place these guys randomly. It doesn't matter where you place them, as long as plenty of them are present all around. So you can just change these sizes as well, change these shades as well, and that is going to be all about the second section of this UI. Without wasting a lot of time, without making it too boring, let's just jump to the third section. This is going to be, and we're 2 sections down, 3 more to go. In fact, we are 3 down. We completed this, and this, and the only 3 things left now are this, and this. So super duper fun. Let's just get these 3 images really quickly. Let's just download these images. This is one that we need to download. This is another one we need to download. And what else? This is another cactus image that we need to download. If you guys have questions, anything at all related to UI design, just type them in the comments. If you guys have any other links to share, things that I need to review, share that in the Discord group or in the comments, wherever you find it easy. We'll check out both. Let's just center line everything, change the color to a light shade of orange, get 2 of these circles behind this guy, make this white, make this white too, make this a deep shade of orange, send this inside of our MacBook. What is this image doing here? This needs to be inside of our frame, and that's where it's going to be. Control Shift K, and that's going to allow us to have all of these images right here. Click on open. We are so close to being done, you guys. Super duper close to being done. If you guys have any questions, anything related to UI design, please type them out in the chat box. Meanwhile, while we're doing that, let's talk about the advantages of... What should we talk about? Wow, I've run out of topics. Glassmorphism. Glassmorphism. How have I not talked about glassmorphism yet? Someone just typed glassmorphism and I have the most weird reaction ever. I know. Glassmorphism is absolutely something we need to talk about. Use glassmorphism for naming plants. You know what? Let's do glassmorphism on this site. We'll just do glassmorphism. And the thing with glassmorphism is you just take white, reduce its opacity, add an effect. We're just doing glassmorphism now. Add a layer blur and add a stroke. So it's just 4 things. It's just reducing the white opacity, adding a layer blur, and adding a stroke. 3 steps to make it to doing glassmorphism. We're now doing glassmorphism for these plants. We're making these cards based out of glassmorphism, which we hadn't planned on before. But honestly, it seems like a really good idea. So we're just doing glassmorphism now. Let's do a background blur. Nope, let's do a layer blur. If your effect does not seem to work, it's because it won't work anymore. And let's just copy and just... We'll do a gradient for the next section. I don't think glassmorphism uses gradients at all. Glassmorphism is just plain old glassmorphism. Let's just get an orange fill right here and add an effect of layer blur. That's going to make things blur for us, nice and blur. And we're also going to add some description text. Let's just add a couple of words of description picked right for you. You can add your name of plant, whatever it is that you want. Let's plant 1. I'm not really good with plant names. Hopefully plant 1 isn't too disappointing. Someone was recently talking about all of the different ways you can use auto layout in Figma, and that got me thinking about the best 3 ways to use auto layout in Figma. The first one happens to be making buttons, which we just did. The second one happens to be just aligning things perfectly together, and the third one is... I forgot the third one. Can you suggest a really good auto layout effect? A really handy thing that you can do with auto layouts aside from these 2. We'll watch out the comments for that. Let's just place this right here. And the thing is, you don't have to have a layer blur every single time you have a layer blur. Your stroke is going to be blurred as well. So one of these, so you have to have 2 rectangles basically. One of which is going to have a layer blur. One of them is not going to have a layer blur. And hopefully that fixes things. If you want to make sure that your layer blur is actually visible, you have to have... Let's just remove this. You have to have... What is happening? Why did my layer blur just go away? You have to have something that's behind this, and that should make things nice and blur. Increase the blur. Why are you not increasing? Let's change it to like 100. Nothing is happening anymore. What about a background blur? Oops. We're doing glassmorphism now. Let's go to rectangle 1, change it to... This looks good. This does look quite cool. I might just go with this one. Check this out. This is glassmorphism. Background blur. Why was I saying layer blur? It's background blur. We'll remove the second rectangle because obviously I was a fool. And this looks perfect. This looks really nice. We are using glass morphism to make this really pretty, really cool UI. Check this out, glass morphism for these cards. Who would have thought? This wasn't even planned. Not planned, not at all. Let's change this to orange, because otherwise it's just really hard to see the borders of this. And this is us using glass morphism. This just becomes a really nice shade of light orange if you just add a light orange, and this is just the perfect example of glass morphism ever. And let's just add some description text as well. Can we add auto layout for making lists? You can add auto layout to align lists really well. That's a use. And we'll just get some text from lorem ipsum in Figma. So if you don't have lorem ipsum in Figma, install it. You guys will not believe, and I'm just going back to my original story now. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. You guys will not believe the number of jobs I saw that person miss out on, because like I've never seen, like I've seen him get rejected so many times because he just was having his basic LinkedIn profile and stuff. Just I've just seen the actual disadvantages of, we've added a border radius according to y'all's comments, but it's actually extremely scary. Someone messaged me in Discord today about he made these really cool UI designs, and then he messaged me about just putting them on LinkedIn, and we were just starting the live stream, and my immediate feedback was that seems like a terrible thing to do, because LinkedIn isn't enough anymore. LinkedIn truly isn't enough anymore, and I know this seems like an understatement, but LinkedIn will simply not cut it. A UI designer needs to have their own UI. You're basically applying for a job that asks you to design websites. How can you not have your very own website? And just because the thing with having your own website is you show that you can have a sense of organization for creating websites that you never could. So that's the first and foremost thing in the whole world. You show that you can have the level of organization that no one else can, even though you're a complete beginner, and I don't think a better skill than that exists. So check it out, you guys. We've just completed this beautiful glass morphism card. Let's just ungroup everything and group it all together. Where did my button go? Oops, where did my button go? Alright, we'll just get this group and ungroup it, and then we'll create a single component. Now this becomes a component, a beautiful glass morphism card. This is our glass morphism card. I want to rename it to glass morphism card. And now we'll just click on assets and get ourselves another instance of this card. And we're just going to go right here, change this image, click on choose image, change this image back to this white image, click on open. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have super duper quickly, let's just align this in the center, align it with our previous card, make sure these are aligned perfectly. Just go right here, click on alt, 1713 is at the top, just go right here, and 1714 is at the top. So you're just going to want to fix that. Click on alt, this works perfectly. And if you're having weird issues like this, just make sure to click on the crop button. Go right here, drag this to make it smaller. The level of advantages that having your very own website brings you is super duper amazing. Did you know we're going to be doing unlimited pages for blogs and case studies in our workshop? Because we're going to be doing that. And the whole recording is only going to be available for 5 of you for a whole year, which is so fun. And now that we've taken care of that, we are going to jump back in, click on assets, and get one last instance of this third guy. We are so close to being done, you guys, and I know I say this all the time. We're just getting done, and we'll just get rid of this image. Go right here, place this guy right here, make sure the spacing between this and this and this and this is equal. Click on the alt button, and that's going to give you 138 pixels of spacing. I learned this recently. Shift this, and get to 138. This looks perfect. Once we've taken care of this, check this out. This section looks so much more improved than this last one, thanks to Sammy's suggestion. Check this out. This is before and this is after. So beautiful, super duper cool. Super duper cool. Is there something? Alright, we just got ourselves another instance. You can change this image if you want. I'm just going to quickly change this image. And yes, absolutely, Sammy says to have a couple of other buttons as well, so that the glass morphism effect is visible. We need to do that. I was just forgetting it. I can be a forgetful person sometimes. Let's just get a couple of circles. That's going to make sure the whole thing is extremely visible. Change these colors, because sort of we're just alternating between green and orange right now. The screen is a little too dark for my taste. Let's just make it a little less dark. This works perfectly. We're going to have a couple of other circles. Place this right here, make it smaller, bring this right here, just have something that goes completely behind everything. Make it a little less of this shade, make some other circles, some other colors, reduce the size, place this right here. You don't want to overdo the circles, because you can just super duper quickly, super duper easily have way too many circles. But at the end of the day, glass morphism shows up only when you have circles, so it is a good idea to have a couple of circles at least. Let's just add one final circle, and that'll be it for me. And then we're just going to jump back to our final section. If you guys have any cool questions, suggestions, sites for me to review, please share them right now, because any sites that you share right now, we will just talk about and have a lot of fun with. And let's add this circle to a different section. Now we're going to go back and create our final two sections. These sections are the simplest sections. These are basically copies of each other in different directions, handling different resolutions of images. That was the goal. But we are so close to being done, you guys, and this design looks so much improved because of this glass morphism effect. Looks so much improved from our previous design. Let's just get our final two images, and then that's going to be it. Let's just download this image. If any of you haven't joined the Discord group yet, what are you doing? And of course, if any of you go through analysis paralysis, not knowing where to start when you're just starting with a new UI design, just please, if it's possible for you, get us to 300 subscribers, and I'm going to share my secret cheat sheet. Otherwise, y'all are going to have to wait for it for a really long time. Let's just bring this on the side by a couple of pixels. I know this is a little more stuck to the edges, but I think adding this over here might look much better. This is going to be really similar to what we did last time. Let's just copy our text, place it right here. You can change anything you want to change, nothing wrong with that. Let's get some circles here as well, and we are going to be done within the next 2 minutes, you guys. So if there is anything in the whole wild world that you want me to review, this is the time to send it. Just send it in the chat right now, because I'm going to be done in 2 minutes, and then that's going to be the time for review. I think reviews are the best part of these live streams, just getting to talk about all of these different cool effects. You know what, if enough of you guys type I in the chat right now, every single day I'll just share with you, not make, of course we're making cool things, but we'll also share one single cool site review that I found. Just a really cool site for some inspiration and stuff. If you guys type I in the chat, we're going to be breaking down one of, like, we could take sites from awards.com and try to break those steps down. If you guys want to see that, just type I in the chat, and we'll start breaking down award sites starting today. We'll take an award site and break it down, because award sites are the most difficult parts that people just don't know how to make, and we can take one of the award sites and just sort of break them down if any of you guys want that. Sammy says I, 2 more eyes, and I'll start breaking down award sites after this. I'll go to awards.com and get a site and just break it down. Make it so simple that you can make it today if you want to. Give me 2 more eyes, you guys. 9 people, 2 eyes. I think it's very possible. Very doable. If I get to see 2 more eyes, I'll just show you guys how to make award sites. Not build them right here, but just guide you on the general principle. So you will also be able to make award sites, because they're the best. Ankush says I. 1 more eye, you guys. 1 more eye, and we're going to be breaking down, reviewing, and sort of talking about how to make award sites. The best part of UI design. Sam wo Veli asks if it is a good idea to add illustrations here. Honestly, once you have your images working, and we covered this yesterday as well, if you have the number of images that we do here today, it's almost always wiser to keep the vector illustration part simple. Circles are the simplest form of illustrations ever, and I don't think I would want to go outside of that. So these cards are not inside our frame. Always make sure everything is inside of your frame, because if it isn't, it's going to land you in big trouble. Start breaking it down. Veli also said I. Alright, so this is almost complete, you guys. Let's just copy and paste this right here, because honestly it's just a duplication of what we did previously. Nothing too complicated. You all can change the text. No one's a baby, so we'll just get these things. The link that Veli sent us is also from awards. If that's a good site, we might break that down too, because that sounds like a fun little challenge now. Circles are illustrations? No, circles are parts of illustrations. If you go and look at illustrations, circles are one of the building blocks of illustrations. So at its very core, illustrations are made of simplest shapes and simplest lines. So you could limit the part of vectors. Circles are vectors and illustrations are vectors as well. To make complicated vectors like illustrations, you need circles. I hope that makes sense. So for the drawing and sort of part which you can control with the pen, things that you can control with the pen tool are called vectors. And for the vectors of this design, I don't want to do anything more complicated than circles, because these images add a level of depth and a level of complexity that I don't think you would want anywhere else. Alright, this looks perfect. Let's just add a footer. I'm not going to put anything in the footer, and we are done with this site. And then we'll go back to awards.com, get site of the day. Maybe not now, maybe at some point we could make a site on this channel and send it to awards. Let's hope it gets picked. And if the site we make gets picked, we might have a celebration, something of the sort on this channel. If a site we make right here on this channel gets picked for awards. Let's just go right here. How fun would it be if we made a site here and it got picked for awards? Just me dreaming now. We are going to talk about how to make illustrations on this channel in this month with the everything series which is happening. You can check out my calendar. It's actually in one of the community posts or the Discord group. So if you want the exact dates on that, because I don't remember the dates, but they are in my calendar. It's quite public. Yes, we're going to talk about making illustrations in Figma. Alright, now that we've taken care of this, let's just share this with y'all. Just get an Instagram image, and let's just go to Iconify plugin, and once we've taken care of this end, we'll just get to awards. So countdown to awards is just beginning. Instagram icon. I could add 2 more icons, but honestly it's just wasting time now. I don't want to waste my time, your time. All of the time is valuable. We only get a certain amount of time. Place this right here, and with that we are done with today's UI design. Super duper fun. We added special effects. Who would have thought we'd use glass morphism today? Thank you, Sammy, for that idea. It's super cool, super cute. We'll go to prototype and show prototype settings. This is if you want to change the background color. Black looks fine for me. MacBook Pro 14 is the device we're using. This gives it a beautiful skin. Go to present, whatever that was, and we're going to share this if you guys want to see it. Once we're done, we're going to review the sites that we've sort of had. Check this out. Super duper cool. This looks so clean, so cool. My favorite section ever. Super duper beautiful, super duper clean, super duper cute UI. Lovely to see. Awesome in every single way possible. Clean, sleek glass morphism. This looks like the best, most simplistic, minimalistic UI ever. If this was a real website, I would completely believe it. I would believe it. This looks like the best plain thin footer ever. Using these colors as the same shade has proven to be a blessing. We'll go back and give this link to y'all in the chat. And now let's just jump right back to our Discord group, where hopefully we've received the link. You guys have any questions at all, you can just add them right here. We've got a couple of people. Wow, so many people joined. Joshua Brigatti. I think I've seen this website somewhere. And also, I'm not going to play this YouTube video because it might get copyrighted today. So let's talk about this site. Hold on. I gotta drink water. I've been screaming since the last 90 minutes and it's driving me a little insane. Welcome back, Joshua Brigatti. This is a nice site. You can change the color modes, and once you change the modes, I think that's when this gradient cursor starts to like really look fun. This is one of those really cool. Check this effect out as well. This is so cool, super duper nice, like so fun. I love the use of grids. This is CSS grids completely. Yes, absolutely love the bento. This bento is so fun. Well said, Raj. This is super duper cool. In fact, what a wonderful way to show off your projects. We might do something like that on our channel as well. Like, this is the stuff to take illustrations from. Sorry. What do they say? Inspiration from. My English goes missing at times. Anyways, it's a wonderful site. It's really nice, and it's just, and the best part about it is decentralized, based on bento effects. Super duper awesome. Again, the marquee tag always never disappoints. If you adjust the speed to be right, marquee tag is going to be your friend always. If you're doing HTML at all, check it out. It just lights up. So fun. Anyways, this is a great site and just the perfect portfolio resume as well. We're going to be covering resumes as well, animated resumes that are actually interactive in our masterclass, which is happening on 20th. You can sign up through the Discord group, so just make sure to join, because I can guarantee you will cut back on so many rejection letters. By just simply having a portfolio website. That simple. And with that, let's just go to awards.com, select the site that we're going to be breaking down today. Super duper fun. Welcome. Let's just look at the site of the day today, because I think this is the site of the day. Nominees is the site of the day. Should we do this My Delhi site? Should we do the pink one, or should we do the orange one? I'm if you want the My Delhi site, just type M. If you want the site above, just type A for the top one, M for the middle one. Just really quickly type A or M, and then we're going to be picking one. Yes, we are going to code the portfolio website. In fact, the UI design has already been completed on day 5 of the UI design 100 days of UI design challenge, so you can check it out. And then we're going to be coding it, because if you're not confident with coding, you don't actually have to code it. The code is going to be ready. We're going to show you how you can express yourself as a UI designer, change the typography, change the colors, and just customize your site completely through the code without getting into the crazy details of code. It is not a code masterclass. It is a masterclass to get your portfolio website launched like that in one single heartbeat. It's going to be in HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So you're not going to be coding the whole time. You're going to be looking at how to launch your website in the most practical terms, because the only point of this masterclass is to have your portfolio website ready in the most practical, quickest terms, 3 hours up and running. Super duper fun. Let's do the pink site. Let's just click on this right here, because we've got the... Alright, so the site that we're going to be reviewing today. Wow, breaking this down, the very first thing that I see right here, and there is, so the thing with these sites from awards is people get so intimidated about how to make these sites, and we're just going to be breaking them down really simply. This is not a complicated site. This looks like a pretty site, and it is a very beautiful site, but it is not complicated to make. If you had to make this site, you could just add this simple line in Figma, and then to code it up, you would just use the HTML marquee tag, place these texts inside of the marquee tag in HTML, and then change the speed, and it's going to go off infinitely. This actually is the navigation section, which is very similar to the navigation sections that we make. The only difference is we also add logos, so this is also a logo. These are the links which we make every single day. Again, we've done this. This is a simple search bar. You can obviously have more than one button as well, so we usually have a single button in our navigation section. They have added 4 buttons and a button which is basically elongated to be a search bar. This is very similar to the websites we make. It's just they've increased the number of buttons, so instead of a single button they have added 5 buttons. But notice they've always make sure that they've had a specific hierarchy in mind. So be a pro is the first thing that the developer wants you to click on. If you don't want to click on be a pro, you could maybe click on submit website, login, sign up, but be a pro is their main goal. So they want you to click on be a pro. They want this to be the main thing that takes your eyes to that point. And just to fill up space, they've added this search bar. Also it's usable, but they have added it in the places that we just leave empty space. So good use of space overall. And now we'll get to, let's just remove all the cookies and stuff, and now we just get to this section. This is again a really simple, really basic search bar. A couple of buttons for quick navigation. You can bookmark this, share this, or check this out on awards.com somewhere else. So just a couple of quick links, nothing too complicated, just a bunch of icons. This is, I think, some form of rating. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but you could just add, maybe awards rated them, maybe some other site rated them 7.5 out of 10. So what their rating is, nothing too complicated at all. We get this section made and then we just go right here. So they've just added site of the day September 2027, the simplest thing to make, and then they've just added this main title. This is the breakdown of the awards description as well. So now we just, in fact, I think this is the highlights page. Let's just check out the actual site. I think I was just breaking down the highlights page. Check this out. One simple animation, nothing too complicated. Except all, just get rid of the whole thing. This is a weird ad that's playing, but it's actually their own projects and stuff. So let's just go break this down from the starting. When you reload this page, this just gives you this beautiful video kind of After Effects Adobe video animation that just plays out, and then they just scale it above, place it at the top. This is a simple disc which actually changes the direction of highlights once you place your cursor. This is a cool effect. We could make this effect in Figma. If you guys want to see it, just type M for make this effect, and we'll make this effect in Figma. Wherever you place your cursor, the highlight of that side, the stroke of that side basically becomes thick. So just that, nothing too complicated. One simple disc, and wherever it is that you place your cursor, the side becomes darker. This is simple text, nothing too complicated. Mohit, this is not the site that we have designed. We are breaking award sites down to their very core today, because awards are the most intimidating sites on the internet. People as UI designers don't really know how they made this site out, and this is just a simple session to break it down. The website and app that we built is actually behind in the stream, so you might have to rewind for that. This is a simple button. Once you click on this button, the button does not change color. Usually our buttons change color. This just has this thing hiding behind it, and once you go close, it just rolls out. Simple things. We can make this, all of these are simple things to make, but they've taken a bunch of simple things and just combined them on a page together, while making sure there is a lot of white space, extra space here for us to see. So the only thing, Sammy says M, Mohit says M. Alright, we'll make this effect at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe not. I'll have to take a look, you guys. If it's available on my schedule, we'll probably do this. Alright, we'll 90% sure we'll make this tomorrow. So my point is, the way they make award sites is they take all of these simple effects. So this is actually a very simple effect. This is also a very simple effect. The initial animation was also a very simple effect. They've taken 3 very simple effects and they've put them down on one single page, while making sure there is a bunch of empty space as well. Because if you just put all of these things together and don't leave any space, then that's going to be very annoying. This actually is very similar to this. So this had something coming out from behind this button when you hovered on it, and then the exact same thing happens here as well. So when you hover on this, you have a couple of things going out. Just this text changes to this, and we'll make this as well. Because this is extremely simple. So this arrow, basically once you get close to it, this arrow goes to the other direction, flips horizontally. This arrow just flips horizontally, and the size of this button increases once you hover over it. This text goes down and all of the other text changes as well. Very simple effect. Mohit asks how to make websites like these. Do we need Framer and After Effects? Everything can be done in Figma. We'll break it down at some point. I don't know if we're going to be doing it tomorrow, but we'll make these mini effects tomorrow. But at some point in the 100 days of UI design challenge, we'll make an awards like site, and we might even code it at some point. We might give it to awards. How cool would it be if awards took it? That would be this channel's special journey. Anyways, let's just go right down. So this is just one simple video playing, nothing too complicated. Is it possible to make effects like that in Figma? It's not simple, but I think it's very, very doable. I think it's doable. I'm not 100% sure on every single one of these, but it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. It's possible. These are just videos, and just notice when you, and this is even more doable when you're coding. So as you scroll down, this thing becomes bigger, just as you scroll down. Is there any resource to learn those animations in Figma? This 100 days of UI design live stream. Join us live every single day, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. We're going to be getting into these topics really soon. So oh my god, check out the music. Alright, these interactions are actually quite simple to do, even though they seem complicated. So once you scroll out, everything on this side depends on what your scroll position is. If you scroll out of this big serious business topic, as soon as you scroll out of this topic, this whole thing changes into this little text. So it just plops down. Just notice it's just in there, it's hidden somewhere, but as soon as this serious.business goes out of screen, it just comes back on itself. And also this once you start scrolling down, this video starts to become bigger. Very simple things. Once we break down what these interactions and things start to do, then we'll be able to make them in Figma as well, and we're going to simplify that over the next couple of days. This is just a very simple video playing, nothing too complicated about it. And this is again just one button here, one button there, two simple effects that we'll make either tomorrow or in the coming week. I'm not exactly sure right now, but join the Discord group. I'll let you know when we make these things. One simple video playing right here. This is just text. This is just text, you guys. This just came, it was hidden, and once this serious.business big text just went out of frame, it just came back down. And this is just the simplest thing to do in Figma as well. And it just sort of scrolled. Mohit doesn't know what to search for. Mohit, join this live stream every single day, and very soon, I think in the coming week, we'll start to make a couple of awards like sites as well. So we'll start getting into those as well, because people are starting to show interest. This cursor, this is very interesting. When you go inside, this cursor changes to pause and play button. I'm not sure how you would go about doing this in Figma initially, but it is definitely possible. We'll break this down at some point, and we'll just scroll out of this. Again, we're just this is smooth scrolling. Smooth scrolling is also possible in Figma. This is smooth scrolling. And now this is just simple text, you guys. This seems so complicated to people. The only complicated thing about this page is layout. Usually we do something aligned on the left side, something aligned on the right side. Since this is a modern site, this is aligning text in the center, and it's aligning text on the left side. Notice I said just before that you always need to make sure once you're having special effects, 5 special effects on one single web page, you have to leave some white space for people. So that is exactly what they've done. They've left this right section and this bottom section, most of the bottom section, this part and this part for the white space, because there's no space on this column, and they've just added a simple text right here. Nothing complicated about this at all. This is the exact same thing that they were doing. So they've just basically changed the text and made this thing go to the other direction. So this is just flipping horizontally, and I don't think they changed the text here. They've done the exact same thing. So this is just going to the other direction and flipping horizontally, and this is so simple. I'll actually do this maybe tomorrow, maybe in the next week, but I will make this site happen. I promise you I'll make this happen somehow. I don't know yet. I have a busy schedule. I won't say tomorrow. In the coming week, we'll make this happen. Just this is one simple effect. I'll show you how to break it down. One simple effect. Awards site. And this number changes as soon this is actually a completion bar. This usually happens through JavaScript. I'm not sure how you would go. In fact, you can do this. This is very doable in Figma as well. This thing happens in Figma. You have an on delay go on right here, and then change the overlay to, so they have 3 slideshow kind of screens. 3 slides are present right here. just you could just go, these are 3 different sites, and once this delay completes, so this is 1 second delay, this delay just goes on, and every single time there's the delay happening, the whole bar sort of completes up, and once the delay completes, you switch off to the next screen. Very, very simple effect. It's just put in one small section of the site, so it kind of looks complicated. I get why it looks complicated, but simple to do. And now we're just scrolling now. These are actually I don't remember what we call them. These are the link of the Discord group is the first link in the description. We have to make a component set for that pause play button in Figma. Component set, in fact, you could use the Iconify plugin, but we'll make a component set at some point in this live stream sessions as well. Alright, and this is actually the, I don't know what they call it. Why am I forgetting the word? This is actually, as soon as you start to scroll, things start to come up. This is a very, very simple effect. So when you scroll up to this point, these things start appearing. This is a very, very simple effect in Figma. I'm not getting into this effect today, but I've made this happen, and it's a simple effect. It's just these boxes are filled with a lot of text, which gives you the illusion that it's some complicated thing to do, but it's actually just detecting where you are scrolling. So remember, in Figma we have these really, really long prototypes that we make, and once you're at this position, you've scrolled past this position, this much is left. Once you're at this specific position, these 3 different things start coming up. Simplest thing to do ever. So we are just scrolling, and this is just plain text, videos and text, video and text. And Figma now allows you to add videos. Didn't allow it back in the day. Now Figma allows you to add videos. This is very, very doable, you guys. And they've just added text. This is just nothing. Aligned text, add some spacing, auto layout, center align everything. Things are aligned to the left, things are aligned to the center. They've added some space right here. The point is, wherever the hell they get some space, they just leave some white space there, because they understand, the creators of this site understand that you need to have some amount of spacing available for the users to take a breath. This is not taking a breath. This is a lot of text and just clumped together. So wherever they get a chance, above they got a chance on the right and bottom, now they're getting a chance on this section. So wherever they get a chance, they just leave some space for you, and that gives you the whole chance to be able to breathe. Otherwise it would just add clumped up places. In the free version, Raj, yes, I think you can add videos. I think you can. I'll look into it, but yes, you can add videos. I don't see why not. This is again the very, very same navigation bar. We've just broken this down right now, and these are just coming up as we are scrolling. So this is just detecting our scroll position, coming up on scroll, and these are plain videos. Nothing complicated about that. I don't think you need to worry about how these videos are animated as a UI designer. Maybe if you're a video editor, this comes in your field of view, but these aren't effects that UI designers make. I've tried some of them, do a little bit of video editing for this channel and stuff, but this, again, we might do a video editing session for UI designers. If you are interested, just type V. If you're interested in type V, we'll do a video editing session and stuff. Just break down these simple effects. Alright, this is just simple text that they've clumped into places, and then they've just randomly left space wherever it is possible. Thinking they've done this intelligently, but they have left space wherever it is possible for the user to breathe. And as soon as you start scrolling, these texts sort of just clump together. This vanishes after a little while. So you can do this with delays and overlays and stuff. This is again, that same thing goes on for 4 different tries, and the reason this actually works together is because these choice of 5 colors is actually really good together. These 5 colors work so well together that you don't notice the simplicity of the actual UI itself. A lot of what happens on award sites is optical illusions and stuff, and once you have a good color scheme going, you don't have to worry about the complexity of effects every single moment, and that's what's happening right here. Raj Shah says bro knows everything. I hope you're not calling me bro, and I hope you're not calling me omniscient, the one who knows everything. If you are, I'm flattered. I'm not a bro. Anyways, let's just leave that aside. Smooth scrolling again, you guys. Nothing complicated at all. Smooth scrolling. Smooth scrolling. In fact, if you're worried about the size of this huge cursor, I have actually changed this on my desktop. Don't worry. This isn't a part of the site. This pink thing is, but this cursor, this big cursor is not a part of the site. I actually changed it on my Windows machine. So you can also change it on your Windows machine. This is not a part of the website. Don't worry. We've scrolled this down. And again, this is the same button. How many of you have noticed that this is the same button as this and the other buttons? This is the same exact button. This arrow goes to the other end and flips horizontally. and the circle also appears with it as well. Same exact button, you guys, 1,000 times, and I'm screaming this same exact button. Swati, thank you for those lovely comments. And this is just say plain text. This could be outfit or some font like that, and this could be another font. I'll look into what font this is if you guys want that. But this is just two different fonts. Nothing complicated about it at all. Nothing complicated. Same. And I said this before. I'll say this again. They've always made sure, very, very intelligent designers of this website have made sure there is always breathing room. Breathing room is on the left. Breathing room is on the right. Breathing room is on the top. Always make sure there is breathing room in your sites. White space is what we call it professionally, but just breathing room, space left. And now this is extremely simple to make. These come up when you start scrolling, but these are extremely simple to make. Again, these are videos. Sometimes award sites look really, really good because they're just using videos, and these are fancy videos. They've got a team of great video editors. Let me just say that right away. These are videos. If we just took these videos, it would be so simple to make. Check this out. You just go right here, and your cursor changes to this icon, which is very, very simple to do. And as soon as you start scrolling, on delay, this happens on delay. On delay, this whole thing gets filled up. So this is smart animate plus on delay in Figma. We'll break this down in the next coming week. We'll make one award site in this coming week. Kartavya says, I'll develop this website. That's nice, Kartavya. We hope you're successful. We sincerely hope you're successful. That is the goal of this video today, to show you that award sites aren't that complicated to make. So we're just sort of getting this site, getting this SVG. This is a line SVG, you guys, by the way. One single line SVG gets filled up on delay. Simplest thing to do. And this is just text. Very, very simple stuff. Once they design a good component, like this good button, like this good card, like the good cards above, they just make sure the colors look good together. See, this pink, purple, white, yellow and black look good together. And then they just repeat it 4 different times. That's just what they're doing. See, they've just repeated it 4 different times. And I know this animation seems too complicated, but it's just videos that's just playing as soon as you hover over it. So on hover, they start playing these really well made videos, which is one of the reasons. And once you start scrolling, they come in through the left and right. These boxes start coming, cards start coming in through the left and right on scroll. Much pretty. In fact, Sammy says 17 viewers. We've topped on this channel. I think we might start doing a series on award sites, breaking award sites. Would you be interested in a 1 hour live session or 2 hour live session on just breaking down award sites separate from the UI design session? Just type yes in the chat if you would be interested in a live session just breaking down award sites every single day. Kartavi says yes. We'll get a couple of more yeses, and if we get we'll just get a couple of more yeses, and then we'll just start doing that session maybe. What time should we keep that session? What time? Anyways, let's just continue on. This is the exact same button, you guys, for screaming out loud. Same button here, and this is just adding some text. One single example. Same button here. Same exact button. Same exact button. Same exact button. Are you guys noticing this, or am I just imagining things now? Same exact button, very well made, intelligently created, but used 8 different times on the same website. That makes it an award-worthy website. Would you look at that? We've got so many yeses. You know what? We'll do it every single day. We'll do it every single day. We will. I want to increase the live stream. When should we do it in the morning or evening? Indian Standard Time. Mornings or evenings? Because we have a session in the evenings happening, and I don't want to disrupt that. Should we do it in the evenings? Yes, evenings work well. How about 6 to 8? Does 6 to 8 work well? Because from 8 to 10 we'll start designing our own sites. From 6 to 8 we'll look at award sites, and maybe from 8 to 10 we'll design that same site in Figma. How fun would that be? So from 4 hours, 2 hours, we'll take a look at a fun award site every single day, and the next 2 hours we'll design that same site. How fun would that be? Just let's think about the time. Join the Discord group, you guys. Will have a poll on the time, and starting next week after 20th, or maybe, you know what, we might do it sooner. At some point within this week, we'll start having award session lives as well. I don't know what time. We'll do it every single day. Rimsha, we are live here every single day at 9 already, so I don't want to disrupt this UI design stream that we're doing. I want to keep on designing things for 100 days. I don't want to stop that. We might start designing UI designs from awards as well, so that might be a fun thing to do. We'll start looking at the timing for that session as well. How about 6 to 8? If you guys want 6 to 8, just type 6 in the chat, and I'll know you're talking about 6 to 8. 6 p.m. live stream, 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. All right, Kartavya, if you have a problem, can you share it with me in the Discord group? Discord is in the description. Alright, check this out, you guys. This is just the only thing happening here is it's just smooth scrolling. Nothing complicated in the whole wide world. It's just smooth scrolling, and it's just changing colors. This is a very, very simple effect. Changing colors is a simple effect. I did it in my very first devfast.com site. So the current devfast.com site is a little bit but the first devfast site variation is, this is the simplest effect ever. When you scroll, it changes color. I have done this. I can say with surety you can do it. This is again simple text, nothing complicated at all. Same button, same exact button. I'm sorry about the screaming, but this is the same exact button. Same exact button. Check it out. Same exact button. Using it 10 different times. Award worthy site. Well, you can make this button once and then it just works. We might do a 6 to 8 live. We might just break down award sites from 6 to 8, and from 8 to 10 we'll make one of those sites ourselves. How fun would that be? We'll make one of those sites. Alright, the only thing that they're doing here is they've added something cool to something that already exists, and I'll show you what I mean by that. They've taken a card, given it made it square, made it almost square, width and height are almost equal, and then they've reduced the height by this much, and then they've reduced the exact same amount of height here as well. Same card that we make every single day, they've just reduced the thickness here and then reduced the same amount of thickness here as well. One simple thing that they've done, and this is also the same line SVG fill that we just talked about. We just talked about this line SVG fill right here. Same exact effect. They have used the exact same effect in a completely different color. So they've just switched the colors of pink to black and black to pink, and then they've this cursor effect was there as well. See, this cursor was here and then this cursor was here as well. So same exact color, same exact thing happening. 6 to 8 works. We'll do a live from 6 to 8, and Sammy, the streams are going to be available as recordings, because I don't want to miss out on this wonderful little gold mine that we have. I think we're all having so much fun. Check this out. This is just same plain text. This is just small text, and the sizing is, they've always made sure they are different in sizing. So people make this mistake so many times. The size from this and this never has to be the same. It has to be so small. So for example, if this is 64 pixels, this has to be 24 pixels. So just a really huge size gap, which anyone can tell at all. So this size and this size is different, and people can tell that, and that's their way of sort of differentiating. Even this side and this side is different. 8 to 10 is this stream only, na? So we want to do one before this. Check this out. This is just plain text happening right here, and also fancy videos, fancy videos. All right, this is very simple, you guys. Again, just like when we hover over it, this line SVG fills up. This exact same thing happened right here. So the line SVG filled up. Nothing complicated happens here. Sometimes when your site is very simple but you want it to be complicated, you just make it in a dark mode version. This is a serious UI design hack that I'm giving you. UI web design hack that no one just, oops, my voice is too loud. Alright, I'll just speak lower. Sometimes when you have a very basic UI, nothing complicated happening at all, the only thing you do is you just change those colors to dark mode. That's it. So they have just added a text here and added a couple of really well organized logos. Change the color from light mode to dark mode, and then no one realizes that these effects are just so simple. No one realizes that. Check it out. And then we're just sort of adding these on scroll kind of animations, which is very doable in Figma. We'll talk about when you scroll, these things just sort of float into view, and this is exactly the same thing. Nothing complicated happening here at all. You can just add these couple of texts, add this text, make sure these texts are in an auto layout so they're spaced perfectly together, and one large logo happening here. Simple things. If you want to make them complicated, add a dark mode to it. That's it. Job done. Problem solved. And again, once you start switching it back, GSAP is a library code library using which you can add a lot of smooth, cool animations. Again, once they're done with this section, to give you the visual feel that we are switching things up now, they've just changed the colors. And these colors obviously are these same. This purple is the same purple, this black is the same black that we were using in this section. So these are the same 5 colors for this color palette. They've always stuck to the same colors, you guys. Stick to the same color palette, always stick to the same color palette. Once you go right here, this was just hiding there, and this is also what's happening in the button. Stuff is hiding. Once you go and hover on it, it just swooshes in. Simple effect, simple effect. This line is an SVG fill, which it does happen when you hover over it, and the same exact effect is happening here as well. Similar simple text, just change different font families. Simple text, auto layout, align them together, make sure the spacing is exactly the same. Nothing complicated happening here. Static text, static text. Again, these lines are always SVG lines are used here, and there once you hover over it, they sort of fill up. Same exact effect, static text, same exact effect. This makes it look really cool, but every single time you put a link somewhere, your cursor always changes to this finger pointer. The only thing that you need to add is this line SVG fill here, in the cards, everywhere. Very simple effect, repeated 1,000 times over, awards worthy site. And now they've just done the same thing here as well. See, they did the same thing here as well. Hid something from us, which they did right here, and then they just sort of showed it together. And again, now this is the cursor that's following our cursor. These eyes are following our cursor. They blink if you place them outside, but they usually just follow our cursor. Simple effect. We'll make this at some point. Very doable. And that is the end of this site. Imprint, privacy, press. These are just common. Again, these lines are filling up as well. These are SVG fill up lines, and this cursor is just, these eyes are just following our cursor. Big font, big footer. Again, did you notice they've given us a lot of breathing room right here, a lot of breathing room. Text aligned in 3 different places, but still a plenty of breathing room. In conclusion, we've just reached the completion of the site. Plenty of breathing room, a color palette that works well together, 2 different fonts that look really nice together. Check this out. This font and this font just look really nice. You could put them with each other and they'd always look very well together. Make sure spacing and alignment is always equal. And if you stumble upon by any chance, if you make one really cool effect, use it 8 times in the same website. Don't worry about what someone is going to say, because no one is going to say anything. They're going to be appreciative. I say this in the most constructive way possible. This same button effect was used 1,000 times over, and I'm a fan of this site. Absolutely. In that too, and this line, this fill up line as well. This fill up line as well. Very simple to do, but they've placed it like 1,000 times in the same page. So the 4 conclusive things that we've reached today is very good color palette, good choice of fonts, typography and colors. If you want my ultimate cheat sheet on how to get started and how to not get stuck on typography and colors ever, just really quickly help me reach 300 subscribers by 20th, and I will share it with you completely for free. Just share the link with you. I'll just share the link with you. They've made 3 to 5 really cool Figma effects, and they've just duplicated them like 1,000 times over on the same site. Once things truly start to get boring on your site, change the background from pink to these different beautiful borders, boxes. Just make cards fill up the complete space. Once your text starts to get boring, change the color to colorful bands, or change the color to a complete shade of black. Anytime things start to get boring, change the color, change the background color. And I think I should have done that in today's plant site as well. I just completely forgot all about it. But my point is, very simple things, and always make sure there's breathing room. Always make sure there is plenty of breathing room, because when you're starting to do these really cool animations, and this is just an on delay function happening, nothing complicated here, you can do this in Figma. This is a slideshow with every single time this delay occurs, this completes, the slide flips and the numbers change automatically. They just add up. So this is a very simple, and I think this effect is also very doable in Figma, the one that happens here. So in conclusion, they've done 4 good effects and duplicated them 1,000 times over, while always making sure there is plenty of breathing room and your colors and fonts work well together. This black and this pink, this isn't 0000 black. This is actually a much lighter shade of black. I don't know if you can tell this. This isn't plain black. This is a much lighter shade of black, and it works good with pink. That's the only thing they care about. Every single time things get boring, try to change colors up a little bit. And this is it for the Serious Business Awards site, you guys. Today has been one of the most awesome videos ever. Join the Discord group. I promise I'll come up here live either at 6 to 8 or at some other timing. We'll fix that. We'll hold a vote on Discord, so make sure to participate in the vote as well. Join the Discord, first link in the description. I will see you tomorrow 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time for sure, maybe 8 to 8 p.m. Join the Discord group, we'll let you know. We'll review another award site, make a really cool UI design. Until then, take care and good night. If you're in India or according to the Indian Standard Time. If you're somewhere else, good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.